So welcome to the call. We're going to talk a little bit about goal setting for this year. It's something that I'm super passionate about because I kind of ambled through last year having these big aspirations for what I wanted to do with my business and with health and fitness, and really got nowhere. Because the thing about having goals is you have to make them specific and you have to make them purposeful and passionate, something that you look at all of the time. And I don't know, you can see this board behind me. This is one of 6 bulletin boards I have in my house because I have to see things in front of me in order to be able to really grasp what I'm doing. It drives my husband crazy, but it really does work for me. Being able to see who I'm helping, being able to see what I have going on. I bought a new calendar dry erase board yesterday because even though I paid a lot of money to have a really nice planner, I still need another one that I can see in front of me. And it's the same thing with anything you have going on. I know as a mom, it's easier for me to kind of grasp, okay, this week's going to be really busy if I know exactly, what is coming up ahead and I can see it. And the same goes with what you've got planned for this year. The first thing we have to understand is that we are responsible for our goals this year. I placed a lot of blame on a lot of people last year and did things really selfishly in my business and in my fitness journey, and allowed circumstances that I couldn't have controlled even if I wanted to kind of determine my path. And you're going to have things that come up that's like bound and determined to happen, because if you make goals, something's going to happen right as you get started. It's going to like throw you off and you're going to go, oh my gosh. Never fail. Somebody will get sick. Somebody will lose a job. It's just part of it. You'll get pregnant. Hopefully not if you're not like wanting to have kids. But that is something you have to own this year. You have to own that this is going to be the year of changes. This is going to be the year of things happening, and you've got to figure out exactly where you're going and how to roll with that. I take responsibility for everything that's happening. And I have to keep telling myself that no matter what comes at me, I'm responsible for the outcome. I can choose to make the best out of a situation and make it better, or I can choose to play the victim and decide that because life has happened like it happens to everyone, I'm just going to lay down and let it run over me, which is what I did last year. So that's just like an intro. It gets kind of intense when I talk about this because I get really excited about this. It's something that I just figured out how to do at 26 years old. I know, that's crazy. And I'm excited that I've learned now because hopefully in the next 50 years, life will be a lot better. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute you, and this is going to be a conversation. We're going to go question by question, and we're going to kind of talk about the different things that kind of affected you. We're going to try to keep this under an hour just because I have the free Zoom call. But I want to talk and I want us to kind of discuss how to make these crystal clear. And if you didn't get the questions beforehand and you don't really want to say anything, you can mute yourself again or whatever. That way you're comfortable. And so we'll just roll with that. Okay, so I'm going to unmute all of you. And if you don't want to be unmuted, go ahead and mute yourself back. But the first question that is asked is, what is one thing you discovered about yourself in 2016? I discovered that I carry this need to be in control. It's like type A to the max, and I feel less anxious when I'm in control, but I have a tendency to micromanage everybody else when I am in that seat of control. I try to do everything by myself and don't let anybody help me. And that was my biggest downfall for 2016. Anybody else?
I'll go. I would say for me, it would be that I'm easily overwhelmed. So like I bought a really cool, cute planner, and I color-coded everything and had all my weeks on different colors and all the boys' activities and all of our activities and all of our church stuff and everything on there. And I thought, oh my gosh, close the planner, put it away. Because then everything was like staring me in the face like, oh, that's a lot to do. And so at first I was like, okay, no, I got it. I got it. I can do this. and here we go. And then at the end of the day or the end of the week, I open the planner and I see all the things that I didn't get done, all the things that didn't go the way they were supposed to go, all the things that were completely, I lost control of, another issue that I can agree with there. And so I would just get overwhelmed and just not want to do any of it, not want to do anything. And so I would put the planner away. And so then I became unorganized because I thought, I'm not going to use the planner because then I get overwhelmed. So then I had to realize that being overwhelmed was a choice. And I know Natalie and I have talked about this a bunch, is that once I got to the place where I felt like I was overwhelmed, I had to understand, okay, you do what you can and forget the rest. Do what you can and forget the rest. When this comes to fitness change, a health change, a transformation, if it means not drinking Dr. Pepper for a week and that's all you can do, then do that. If that means you're going to focus on drinking more water this week and that's all you can do, then do that. Don't let all of the other stuff overwhelm you. Don't think you have to be organic or vegan or buy all the right things or have all the right ingredients initially, all at the beginning, if that's going to overwhelm you and make you want to quit. Like, that's not what this is about. You pick one thing, you focus on it, you get better at it, and then you pick another thing and you focus on it and you get better at it. And I have to do that in every aspect of my life, whether it is a fitness change, whether it is a new responsibility, whether it's just life and being a mom. I pick one thing and I focus on it and I get better at it, and I pick something else and go from there. So if somebody else can learn from my mistake, that was my mistake in 2016. And so now 2017, I'm hoping to get better at that and learn how to slowly get better at things and not just overwhelm myself with trying to dive into it head first. So.
That's what I was going to say, is completely overwhelmed 95% of 2016.
It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. When you decide to do anything big, whether it be start a home business or open a group on Facebook and try to inspire people through something you're doing, or, you know, change your health and fitness for the better. I did all three of those last year. And what I ended up doing was making myself psycho because it was too much of all of these things coming at me at one point. And I finally hit that wall. And I was like, I can't do any of this. Like, I suck at all of this, and I can't do any of this, and I just want to quit life. And I did. I mean, I got pregnant in April, had a miscarriage in May, spent kind of all summer just kind of muddling through things, and then the same thing happened in September. Got pregnant in September, was like deathly ill. But because I was just overwhelmed with all of these things and all of these people and people coming at me, I was just like, I can't do this, y'all. Like, I cannot do this. I cannot life right now. Totally get that. Tiffany?
Oh, Lord. I learned a lot in 2016. I would say my biggest thing is probably that I need structure. But I have also realized that I can't necessarily control every aspect of my life, especially my personal life. So to just kind of, I guess, put structure where I can and focus on that, and then let everything else, you know, just fall where it may. So, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Kelsey, Regina, what about y'all? We lost Courtney.
Regina simply learned that Regina is not invincible. That if you absolutely do not do what the doctor tells you to do, and you absolutely do not figure out how to get your poop in a group, it will catch up. And that is super hard for me to go, okay, you're whipped and you need to get some structure and figure out what it is that's going to make it right.
Absolutely. I'm hearing a common thread of like not being able to control things, being overwhelmed, you know, needing more structure. Get some water. Okay, so let's move on to Kelsey. Do you have anything? Are you good? Good. Okay, I think she's listening. So what's one word that describes you in 2016? For me, it was selfish. Everything I set out to do was about me, me, me. There was a total I don't know what happened, but it became so much about me and the things that I could do for me and changing things for me. And there was a huge divide in my marriage. There was a huge just like step back in everything I was doing because it became all about me. And then people stopped responding to that because who wants to work with someone that's selfish? Nobody. And so that was my word for 2016.
My word was whooped.
Whooped. Come on.
Mine would probably be chaotic.
Chaotic.
Yeah.
I'd have to say a disaster.
Katie?
You know, I don't know. That's a tough one. Like I can describe it, but I can't think of the word. Like, I guess I would say busy, but that doesn't do it justice. Like, I want to do everything, and I pile it all on my plate, and then it's like, okay, I have no guidance, like no direct path of, okay, what are you trying to accomplish? Where are you going? And so, there you go.
What's the word for that? Undirected?
Maybe so. Yeah, no direction.
No direction. That's true. That's okay. So what is your vision? Okay, hold on.
Hang on, Kelsey unmuted herself, I think.
Okay,
Kelsey, do you have something?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say blessed.
Blessed?
Woohoo!
Yeah,
I'm
like
glad to hear that.
because I had my son, so I'm pretty blessed about that.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. I'm glad to hear that. That's some positivity out of all this chaoticness going on in 2016. Okay, so we're going to skip over some longer ones, like what's your vision for life, life's mission. We'll skip over those, but what would you really want to accomplish this year if there were no barriers to anything you set out to do? Like let's do top 5 things you would want to do for yourself, for your family, to change your life. If there were no barriers, nothing stopping you, you pretty much put your mind to it and you just did it. For me, that would be to get out of debt completely with student loans, credit cards, cars, all of that. Tithe regularly and give abundantly, because I feel like right now with the way our life is, we're in church sporadically, and we don't tithe regularly because not most of us understand the whole tithing concept. I would retire my husband from his job so that he could be home with both of our girls, or he could afford to take a lesser job and be closer to home, and then build our house and get out of this housing addiction. That would be if there was nothing holding me back this year, those are the things that I could accomplish from what I'm doing right now with running a ministry and doing coaching and shirt business. If I could accomplish all of those things, that is what I would do. Katie?
Let's see. If I could accomplish anything, I can't say it too loud or my husband will probably freak out. I would quit my job. I don't want to go to work tomorrow. For sure, I would do that. And I don't know. I guess that's just I would just be more present. Just in general, just in life, just be more present. Live with a purpose. That's what I am going to do.
Love it. Natalie, go for it.
Finish my associates, and that's about it. That's my goal.
There you go.
Good
Pick
job.
one thing and go for it.
That's a good goal. Regina, what about you?
Out of debt, out of debt, out of debt, out of debt. Is that 5 times?
Amen, 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 amen.
And get the booty off. And again, kind of like Katie, be more present, because so much of that causes so much worry that you can't be present because you're so worried about all the rest of it.
Yeah.
There's just I don't know. It is what it is, but it has to change.
Yes, I agree. I agree 100%. I feel like I spend so much time stressing about things that I'm not fully, like I may be there in body, but I'm not there in mind because my mind is worried about things that I need to take care of but can't handle or control at the moment. It's frustrating. Tiffany?
Okay, so mine are quit my job. Would love to do that. Have a better relationship, just as far as with God and my Christian walk. Pay off my student loan. That would be awesome. Be able to have more time with my kids to make all those memories and, you know, hopefully rein in the 14-year-old. That would be awesome. And then get all my health stuff in check and just be like the healthiest I've been ever. So
That would be fantastic. All of those things. What about you, Miss Kelsey?
Well, you guys pretty much said everything I was going to say. Probably, yeah, pay off my student loans. Have more time with my son and my husband.
Quit your job?
I would love to quit my job and be a stay-at-home mom, but yeah, that's not going to happen. At least not right now.
No barriers. If you had no barriers.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, be the healthiest I've ever been. Lose
Awesome.
the baby weight.
You will. We are going to. That will happen this year. Faux show. Faux show. Okay, next question. How can you set about to reverse engineer these goals? So reverse engineering is basically you take the things that you want to do and you break it down into action steps. And this is not something we're going to answer, but it's something that I want you to think about, and I want you to write it down tonight, tomorrow, sometime this week. Think about your biggest goal, what you want to do, and figure out a plan for how to break that down and make it a part of something you do every week. Make a conscious effort to do something different every single week, and then break that down, what you're going to do weekly, into daily. You can have mommy's water. And daily. And this is how you start. It's small action steps over a little bit of time that add up to something big. And this has been what's helped me the most, is to really break it down. Like, what do I have to do? I have to work from a to-do list to make these things happen, to get up in the morning and to do my quiet time and to make sure that I'm spending time in my marriage, you know, building my husband up, especially when we are 2 states away from each other. It's a conscious effort every single day, and you have to figure out your goal and then what you're going to do every month to get towards that goal, because your big goal is going to happen at the end of the year. We're going to say December 31st, I will do this. That's our big goal. And then each month, this is something I'm going to do to get towards that goal, whether it be, you know, if you've got a second job, and like we're coaches, a lot of us are coaches. We love what we do. We want to help more people this year because we want to be able to quit our jobs, be present with our family because we're able to pay off debt, you know, retire my husband, bring him home, have a baby, lose the baby weight, you know, those things. And so you break it down monthly. This month I'm going to do this. And then you break that down weekly. So each month you've set yourself a smaller goal, and you take that smaller goal and you break it down into weekly. This week I'm going to eat, I'm going to stay away from the chocolate. I'm going to cut out the Dr. Pepper, whatever your vice is. I'm not going to spend any more money on my credit card. That's me right now. I'm going to trust that God's going to provide money where money is not. Whatever it is. And you have to remind yourself of that daily. And daily you have to check that off your list and say, today I lived with a little bit more faith that I'm going to get to that goal because I'm not going to put a barrier on myself. I'm going to believe that I've set this up, and by December 31st, this is going to happen for me. This is something I'm going to work towards diligently, and it's going to happen, come hell or high water. Like, that's the kind of mindset you have to have in order to achieve these goals, because I have a goal right now that I'm going to make $120,000 this year, because that's what I need to replace my husband's income so that he can be home. He makes more than that, but that's the bare minimum of what I have to make in order to bring him home so that I'm not raising 2 small children by myself or traveling 3 days a week back and forth to Oklahoma or the Boondocks, wherever he's at. So that's a huge goal. It scares the crap out of me because it requires a lot of work every month and a lot of work every week and a lot of work every day. But it's because it's my big goal and it's something I want to reach. And regardless whether I reach it or not, I'm still going to put those action steps in daily, weekly, monthly, and I'm going to check on myself and say, hey, am I meeting this goal? Did I make it just because I'm blowing smoke in the air and I don't really believe that I can do it? Because that's what I did last year, and I don't want to be what I was last year. I don't want to be in that same boat again. So that's something to think about. Pick a big goal. Let it scare the crap out of you. Quitting your job, being home, finishing your associates, getting out of debt, losing all of the baby weight, being in your best health. Those are huge things, and those take time. But we're in January. We still have 11 and a half months to make this happen. What, baby? You can't? She says I can a lot. We're going to have to change that too. Okay. So in 2017, we're going to move into 2017. Huh? Okay, that's fine. Get your bunny and Passy there on the counter. So what is your word for 2017? It needs to be awesome as your goals are awesome.
Mine's no excuses.
I like it. That's 2 words, but that'll work. Katie?
Successful.
I would say, I don't know, it's a toss-up between focused and driven.
Stay driven.
Yeah.
Driven.
Yeah.
Natalie?
Driven with a purpose. Yeah.
Purposeful drive. Still 2 words.
2 words.
Okay. Miss Natalie, what is your word?
Success.
Successful? I like it. Regina, what is your word?
Invested.
Love it. Kelsey?
I was gonna say driven too.
Driven. Love it. These are awesome. My word for 2017 is bold. Because it is going to take some serious lady balls to make the things happen that I need to happen, to have a baby in the middle of all of this and to remain sane while raising a toddler 90% by myself. So bold, yep, that's going to be my word. So at the end of 2017, where do you want to be? And this is what I came up with. If I have not accomplished my goal, I will have done so in the pursuit of bold, audacious faith that I will have stepped out and not have been afraid of this year. I will have done things that I didn't think that I could do, and I will have put aside the lies and the fear and the anxiety and just have gone for it. And if I have not reached that goal, that is okay, because at least I have grown myself from where I was last year. And that is my ultimate goal, is to have grown from where I was last year and move forward. So where will you be? What will you be? Who do you want to be? Loaded question.
Well, seeing as I'm the only one not muted, I guess that means I should go. Yeah, that's a loaded question. And really, I haven't had much time to, I know, but I haven't. This is why we all need a Katie in our life. Make you really think about it. I don't know. I mean, I do know. It's hard to put into words. So, I don't know. Somebody else knows. They can go before me.
Okay, let me ask you this question, because that was kind of a lot at one time. What do you want to do for others this year? Because we talk about goals, and a lot of them have to do with our personal change. But what do you want to do for others this year that's going to radically change their life, radically change your life, and radically look at the way that you do things?
Yeah, okay, I got it. Okay, so I want to be present and passionate. And I mean that across the board. I mean, I want to be present and passionate for my challengers. I want to be present and passionate for for my family when it's family time. I want to be present and passionate for my boys when they want to go outside and play catch in the yard, and we're going to go do that. We're going to be present and we're going to be passionate about playing some catch. I mean, whatever it is. Across the board, the people who mean the most to me and the people who need me and the people that I can influence and the people that are in my life, at church, at school, at work, anywhere. I want to be present and I want to be passionate about what I'm doing, no matter what it is, even if that's meal prepping or whatever. So that's me.
Love it. Who's next? Okay, I'll go because we have 10 minutes left, so we got to make this fast. So what do you want to do for others? I want others to feel, my ultimate goal in life is to empower someone the way that I was empowered, that I have been empowered since I started as a coach. Believing that I can do anything that I set my mind to. And Tiffany knows the way that I was raised. There is not a woman in my family that has ever been told she cannot do something. And for some reason, I got in that stuck mindset last year of feeling like I just couldn't do any of it or all of it. And I genuinely kind of lost the joy that I had for helping people because I don't know. I don't know why. I just lost that passion. But I run a women's ministry, and I want to empower women to go deeper in their relationship with the Lord and to see that their body is a temple and that there is a reason to take care of yourself because you're only given one life, and that life is here to impact someone else. Whether you think your story is powerful or you think it's a waste of time, whether you believe that you're here for a purpose or you believe you're just here to live and die, I want to empower people to see beyond the limiting beliefs that society places in front of them, women especially, the body shaming, the eating disorders, the, wear this, not that. If you don't do this, you're not cool. If you don't drink this, you're not cool. Like, I want to give people the kind of empowerment to do that, but at the same time, live out what I'm preaching. I want to live out having a better marriage. I want to live out being financially smart. I want to live out, that's fine, Katie. If you need to go, go. I want to live out the things that I've talked about and be more than just someone that posts on Facebook. I want to be that person in real life and not just on social media. And I want to be someone that other people look at and say, she did it, so I can do it. I want to give them that confident hope that it's not too late to start something. It's not too late to be bold. It's not too late to step out. It's not too late to make a change of something that has been your entire life, something that you never thought you could get out from underneath. So that is what I want to do for others this year, and really for myself, because when I'm helping others, when I'm serving others, when I'm loving others, that is where I see God's purpose in this business. I see his purpose in my life. I see his purpose in my marriage. I see his purpose in using me to help other people, just because I'm a little bit, I don't care kind of personality, and we'll say it with all the love, not necessarily all the grace. Katie. But that's what I want to do this year. Tiffany.
I think mine's kind of sort of like yours. My whole no excuses thing, like if you've been, if any of y'all have been following me and all that, you've seen all my stuff is about no excuses this year. And that's what I want to help others also attain, is no excuses. It doesn't matter where you're at, where you're starting at. As long as you start, then that's the battle, So I just want to help others get out of a place where they're constantly saying, well, I can't do it because of this, or this came up so I didn't have time, or whatever it may be. I want to help people understand that you have 24 hours in a day, and how you choose that 24 hours is completely up to you. No excuses. You can't blame it on somebody else. You have to take responsibility for your own life. You can't let other people have control of your emotions or have control of your time or anything like that. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Love it. All right, Regina.
I think for me, it's having the bravery to step out there, and it is not being where you're supposed to be, not being where you want to be, whether it's your walk in faith or just in the, as a coach, period. That scares the pee-wadding out of me, y'all. I don't even know like where to start, but just having the bravery to think that, why me? How can I do that and then be where I want to be at the end of the year, but still be able to help people? I don't know. There's just so many thoughts that go through my head at this point about it, and I'm just not quite sure where I am.
Right. Natalie?
I don't know. I don't know, but I do know being God's light to everybody, like being positive and spreading the word, and I don't want to be that negative person I was last year, I guess.
Add value to people's lives through what you're doing.
Let the light shine through me. And
what's crazy is if and when you get to that point, because there will be a when, not an if, but when you get to that point where that becomes your all-encompassing thought, is adding value to someone's life, you find it easier to let go of the little things. You find it easier to let go of the little stresses and the things that would overtake you and overcome you before, because you'll have people come up to you and say, hey, I freaking just look for your post on Facebook because it's what I need in the morning to get me through. And you're like, all right.
Great.
With everything. Yeah. It's like Regina said, you don't know where to start. You don't have a clue. You're overwhelmed, but you just start somewhere doing the one thing that you can do and sharing about it. Because there's one person out there, there's 50 people out there that can relate to that thing so strongly. And then they start to watch you and they're like, well, that's her story. And that reminds me of my story. Maybe we could be BFFs. That's how it starts.
If one person will hear me,
Exactly. And that's the one person you are working for. That one person that might come upon you and say, that's exactly what I need right now in my life. And you will be that change for them. And you have to believe that, because I am walking proof that happens every single day. Kelsey found me through my like page, I believe. Maybe through my YouTube channel. Not sure. But we did not know each other. She is not from Texas. She is from up north. And there's no other way to describe how so many of the women that are in our group from Minnesota, Iowa, Idaho, Kansas, how any of those women found me, or how we have working relationships, because I'm not friends, mutual friends with any of them. There's no way I would have known them. It's just one of those things. They just happened to find me. All right, Miss Kelsey, what would you like to do for others this year?
I would have to say, get rid of excuses and just try to relate to others by helping them see the vision of God, and also maybe try to help them with their fitness goals as well, and work together as a team like we are.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, y'all, we only have 1 minute and 55 seconds left. So we're going to go ahead and wind this down. That way y'all can get into bed, because I know some of y'all it's way past your bedtime. It's close to my bedtime. And I still have a toddler that's awake eating corn dogs. So I need to take care of that. But I wanted to thank y'all so much for getting on here. I know it sounds silly, and I feel silly a lot of times, sitting down and writing down goals. But I encourage you, if you ever get to that point where you're so stuck and you're just overwhelmed and anxious, to turn on some kind of music that relates to you and write everything that you're thinking down. Doesn't matter if it makes sense. Anything that comes to mind, write it down. And I promise you, looking over that, it will make sense at some point. But more than anything, it'll help clear your mind, and it'll help give you a fresh start. You can look at that and say, okay, what was going on there? What did I need that for? What was going on in my life at this point that made sense? It's called brain dumping, and it helps so much with my anxiety, because I let things overwhelm me constantly. Just too much going on. revisit your goals. I'm going to share this, and I want you to save it on your YouTube or whatever and revisit it. And remind yourself, write these things down somewhere where you can see them. I have 6 boards. I see them everywhere because I need to remind myself constantly that this is the year of being bold. This is the year something's going to change, and I have to do it. No excuses. I'm going to be bold. I'm going to be brave. I'm going to be audacious. I'm going to be crazy. You know, do all of these things. But I just want to thank y'all so much for taking the time to get on here. I hope that y'all have a great night, and I will talk to you later. Bye, everybody.